There was a really challenging experience that I went on in Mexico City, and it wasn't necessarily bad, but it was much more challenging than I had anticipated. I like figuring out things on my own and getting to do what I want when I want, So it can be difficult finding someone to travel with in my line of work. So I've never felt unsafe in the trips I've taken. I'm young and go out at night, and I still walk around the city. I'm going around places where, like in Mexico City, even here, there's still a lot of there were police out still late at night, so I've never felt too unsafe.
That was Michael, a solo traveler and a new guest using the Airbnb experiences with us. Keep listening to find out why he came to Michoacán. Hi, Michael. Welcome to this episode.
Yeah, my name is Mike Hemmen from Chicago, and this is my first time in Morelia. Yo hablo poquito español, pero necesito mucho más practicar. I visited Mexico several times, and this is about halfway through my trip, and I'm enjoying it. Much smaller town feel than the Mexico City, and very walkable city. Everyone's very nice. And earlier this year, I saw New York Times had a 52 places to go this year, and one of them was see the monarchs in this area. The monarch, the reserves aquí.
Did you book any tour or?
See, for tomorrow. So hopefully it works out. It's difficult to find just for one person, but they said that it would probably work out. So.
And you also told me that you would like to go to the Paricutín, right?
See, yeah.
And what about Pátzcuaro, for example?
I'd like to, but that may have to be another trip. So mostly just the city so far. And I walked around the city the last couple days a bit. Did a tour, like a city tour, and not too much outside because I don't have a car or anything. So just been Ubering a bit.
Are you traveling alone?
Yeah. I like figuring out things on my own and getting to do what I want when I want, So it can be difficult finding someone to travel with in my line of work. So everyone works different all over hours. So we don't have vacation time. So I just find time and then book it. So
have you traveled to another country before?
Been to a few countries in Europe and Costa Rica for 5 weeks, like years ago for a little bit of a study abroad. Colombia, Canada. Yeah, I think that's it.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Are you staying in an Airbnb?
Yeah. In El Centro.
Uh-huh. And is this your first time using this app, or are you been using it?
This is the third time I've used it for stays, and I've used it. This is only the second trip I've used it for experiences. I used in Mexico City. I used it like 4 or 5 different experiences, and I really loved all those experiences. So I came and did more here.
You told me one experience was about making churros, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Sounds like very fun, actually. And do you remember how to do it?
No, but I still have like the instructions and everything. So okay. I have a lot of photos, and I would like to go back and make them. They were fun.
Okay. And what about your experience using Airbnb? Because, my podcast is about using Airbnb, living with other people and their experiences. So what's your experience using this app?
I really like it. I think it's a great way to get people to travel for a reasonable amount and get people to meet others easier. And the only ones I've done are with someone else as part of a second room in someone's apartment type thing. Then I can have someone to give me advice and about restaurants to go to and
place to visit.
Yeah, stuff like that. So
and
some local recommendations.
Exactly, to live the experience, right? I mean, to
Yeah.
live a more local
Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
And do you have any weird experience? Any bad experience so far?
With Airbnb in general, or
Yeah, I mean,
here in Morelia.
traveling
Oh,
or using the app. Yeah.
there was a really challenging experience that I went on in Mexico City, and it wasn't necessarily bad, but it was much more challenging than I had anticipated. It was hiking the what's the volcano there, to Toluca, Nevada Toluca, and it was much more challenging than I anticipated. But I also didn't realize the altitude difference from Chicago. After that experience, I looked it up, all the altitudes, and I was like, oh, that's why I was practically dying on the mountain. And then I was like, oh, and that's why I was like, needed a nap every day in Mexico City. I was like, oh, it's much different here.
Yes. Nothing bad about the house or the
Oh,
department.
no. Everyone's been very nice and everything. Yeah. Yeah.
We're almost at the end. So, do you have any advice for people that wants to travel more and that wants to do this experience like you know, coming here to see the butterflies, to see the Paricutín, and not all the people can take risks like you know? Some people are afraid to travel alone. What advice can you tell them?
You just gotta ask people questions, and trust that people are gonna be nice and friendly. And if you want to start doing the research, and then that's gonna get you excited, and you're gonna be more eager to go do it. I wish I had looked a bit more like for those trips to like the Monarch reserves. I wish I had saw what dates those were so I could like organize it a bit better. But for the Airbnb ones, but if you find some cool tours and find those cool tours and make sure talk to the people in advance and try to get the tours and then find some cool place in the area and start booking. And then just like last year when I did the Mexico City one, I on Wednesday I started thinking about going on a trip, and then Thursday I booked my ticket, and Friday I went on my trip, and it was
Wow.
an incredible trip, and I did like pretty much all my tours through Airbnb. It's sort of like once you find that good flight, just go
take
for it. Yeah.
Any bad experience until now in Mexico specifically? Because all the media talks about,
Oh, like safety and
safety
I've
and the crime and
yeah, I've never felt unsafe in the trips I've taken. I'm young and go out at night, and and I still
exactly.
walk around the city. I'm going around places where, like in Mexico City, even here, there's still a lot of there were police out still late at night, so I'd never felt too unsafe. Still, people were friendly at night too. So,
And what about the budget? I mean, it's important. You can travel with a low budget.
oh, in Mexico, definitely, yeah. Flights to Mexico can be really reasonable as well. If I was wise, if I had planned better, I could have got the round trip for like $250, but I didn't book it when it was that price, and food is very reasonably priced and everything. Even like the nice restaurants in Morelia, especially, is the ones that everyone recommends and loves. They're still really reasonable.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
absolutely.
much. Thank you so much for these advices. I hope your message gets to many people. This story gets to many people.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you, Michael. See you. Thank you for listening this short episode. If you enjoy using the Airbnb app and you have an interesting story to share with all of us, you are welcome to participate on one of these interviews as a guest or as a host. So this is the end. I'm Hugo, the super host of this podcast, and I'll see you next time.